Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hi, how are you? It is Wednesday, 19th day of May, 2021. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us. It's cool, 45 degrees outside of our studios. It got as cool as 42 right around sunrise this morning at 5:19. So we got that cold air that came in from Vancouver. It's a big low, and it's currently centered over actually Vancouver Island up in British Columbia, and it's migrating down to our area, bringing in that cool air. It's going to be even cooler for our high tomorrow, and then we'll start warming up a little bit, and we have a chance of rain. They keep upping the chances of rain on Thursday. And Thursday night, a couple of days ago, they said a 20% chance of sprinkles, and then yesterday they said a 40% chance of rain on Thursday, and especially Thursday night. Now they're saying a 50% chance of rain maybe on Thursday night. I say bring it on. We need more than that, but we'll take what we can get. Forecast details are coming up. We have a lot of news to get to on this Wednesday, including, well, I won't spoil it. We just got a lot of news to get to. Stay close for that. Mariners got no hit again. The Mariners can't hit their way out of a paper bag. Detroit did it to them. So for the second time in 13 days, the Mariners were no hit. They can't put the bat on the ball. Mariner highlights, if you will, coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We'll also have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And I had a chance to visit with my good friend Matt Wisen, who is the vice president of Wenatchee FC. And it's tryout time. It's going on all this week, and for boys and girls, kids, all the way to teenagers who want to hone their soccer skills, find out just exactly how good they are. Well, they got tryouts this week for Wenatchee FC, a thriving organization. Matt's going to let you know how you can get your kid involved in youth soccer coming up here at the back half of the hour. 2 minutes after the hour, my monitor in the studio isn't on, so I have no idea what we're going to be looking at outside of the cross camera. So basically, Megan, you want me to turn it on right now while you throw up the cross camera? Yeah, why don't you do that? Okay, I'm going to go turn on the monitor here. I have to walk over to the other side of the table and push on the power button, and then I have to walk back over to where I normally sit. And this is the microphone I talk into. There we go. All right, I'm back. Let me think, since I just turned on the monitor, it's just warming up. Okay, there we are. That is, I believe, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania we're looking at right now. Nope, I'm sorry. That's the Wenatchee Valley. From our Heights camera, our cross camera, a 4K camera comes in handy. Came in handy yesterday. We were spotting a couple of brush fires and the occasional accident. No real big deal there, but good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Camera number 2. Now I can see where we're going. Hello, Badger Mountain. Looks that way to me. I think they've been harvesting the early spring wheat up there on Badger. We're looking at where the Wenatchee River enters the Columbia River. You can see a bit of Omi Gardens off to your right there. The very top of Birch Mountain, the Cascades, on down to the upper valley. Beautiful view there. I'm glad you kind of moved that camera a little bit. Megan, at top of Badger Mountain on your way to beautiful Waterville, USA. Camera number 3. Lots of shadows. I'm thinking maybe Rude Canyon. So I think way off in the distance is Waterville. I'm pretty sure. It looks like they have a few more high clouds up there. A little windy in Waterville. It's a little windy everywhere. Yesterday, our average wind speed was 15 miles an hour. We had the occasional gust, about 40 miles an hour at times. So the expected wind from yesterday definitely arrived. Yeah, it was blustery. We only hit 64, by the way. Our normal high is 72, so it was cool. And camera number 4. Let's go pay a visit to Bill E. Goat, United States of America. The Alta Lake Golf Course is down there. Can't quite see it because of the shadows. Grant had a chance to play Alta Lake for the first time over the weekend. He was pretty impressed with Alta Lake. It is a pretty fun little track, no doubt about that. Good morning, Pateros. Good morning, Brewster. Good morning, Bridgeport. We can't see Bridgeport, but trust me, it's down there in the Okanagan Highlands. By the way, we mentioned this over the last 10 days or so. They were a little worried about the Okanagan River where it flows past the town of Tenasket. They were worried it was going to be at flood stage later on this week. They're saying it's probably not going to happen now. The cooler weather has slowed down the snowmelt, so it's going to get up there, maybe 13 and a half feet, but flood stage is 15 feet where the Okanagan flows by Tenasket, but it's not going to happen. They don't think so. So that's good news there. You can breathe a sigh of relief for you folks in Tenasket. You're going to stay dry. Are we going to get rain? We hope so. We need it. We are in a drought. Thursday, the best chance for showers this week. Could even see some isolated thunderstorms in the Cascades. And believe it or not, they could even get some light snow at the summit of Stevens Pass as the cool weather comes in, and things are going to be a little unsettled. So again, you could actually see a little bit of light snow at the very summit of Stevens Pass on Thursday. Wow, hard to believe that we're talking about that on the 19th day of May. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we have a continuingly increasing chance of rain on Thursday. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Again, we hit 64 yesterday. We'll be right around there today with a mixture of clouds and sun. Not a lot of wind to talk about today. So if you don't like the wind, that's nice to know. Mostly cloudy tonight, 45 for the overnight low. Just a light breeze here and there. Thursday, things get interesting. We're going to see a lot of clouds. It's going to be cooler, about 63 or 64 for our high on Thursday. Nice light breeze, but we do have about a 50% chance of rain Thursday and again Thursday night. Not a lot of rain, just maybe a tenth of an inch, enough, because all we've been getting is a trace here and a trace there for a long period of time. So as you remember the graph that we showed you, you took the months of March and April, combined them together for measurable precipitation. March and April, driest ever. But then things are looking pretty good. High pressure is going to move in from the Pacific. It's going to start Friday night. By Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll be right back to the sunshine and mild temperatures. Again, maybe a little bit of rain come Thursday, and cooler than normal temperatures today and tomorrow. By the way, 15 hours and 17 minutes of daylight. It will be heading your way today. It's already underway. All right, here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
"45 degrees on a cool Wednesday morning, 63, 64 for our afternoon high today, maybe a couple of degrees cooler than that on Thursday. We'll be dealing with some clouds and perhaps some light rain on Thursday. We turn the corner a little bit on Friday, and a nice looking weekend coming our way. And at 9 minutes after the hour, these are your headlines. A man who police say was dealing fentanyl pills in the Wenatchee Valley was arrested, and a large quantity, and I mean large quantities of drugs and cash were seized. This happened last Friday night at a local motel. According to the Wenatchee Police Department, numerous law enforcement agencies have been trying to locate 41-year-old Brandon Delavar for outstanding warrants, and they found him about 8 o'clock Friday at the Moonlight Motor Lodge outside Wenatchee after his vehicle had been towed from the area earlier that day. Several law enforcement agencies, including the Columbia River Drug Task Force, responded to the motel while Delavar was arrested. Police say 400 counterfeit Percocet pills, 2 ounces of methamphetamine, 2 ounces of heroin, and more than $11,000 in cash was seized. In addition to the outstanding warrants, Delavar faces charges on 3 counts of possession with intent to deliver illegal drugs. A Wenatchee physician is charged with domestic violence and 3 felonies, including witness tampering and computer trespass after allegedly abusing his spouse and using Confluence Health computer systems to access her private medical information. 37-year-old oncologist Dr. Tyler Buckley began practicing with Confluence Health in 2019. Wenatchee police arrested him in February on suspicion of assaulting his wife. Prosecutors now say he violated a restraining order and accessed her medical records using his physician privileges. Confluence Health says Buckley left their operation last month. His attorney told NCW Life Buckley would not comment on the matter. He's scheduled for trial in early August. The Eastmont School District has decided not to have vaccinated and unvaccinated seating sections at school events. Superintendent Garn Christensen said in a letter on Monday that after he laid out the state COVID-19 guidelines for doing so last week, it created, quote, quite a bit of excitement and concern, end quote. So instead of sectioning people off based on their vaccination status, Christensen said the district will trust attendees to self-select where they prefer to sit while respecting people who prefer 6 feet of social distancing. He added that capacity for graduation and other events will be limited to comply with state guidelines. Vaccination rates are high. COVID-19 cases are dropping in Chelan and Douglas counties. So when can we take off our masks? Well, with CDC guidance allowing less use of masks for vaccinated people, wearing them still remains the best practice to avoid spreading the infection. In their regular meeting on Monday night, the Chelan-Douglas Board of Health wondered how to formulate that message for the two-county region.
Because masking is so effective and really, compared with hospitalization, it's relatively easy. And so we would like to encourage masking if anybody is outside of their home, especially if they're in confined spaces with people they don't know, that is people who aren't part of their bubble. We'd really encourage people to continue masking until the rest of the state cools down. I would say, especially if you work in tourist-based industries, please continue to mask, even if you are vaccinated, until the rest of the state cools down.
There are going to be people out there who say, well, the CDC came out and said, you don't need to wear masks. So how would you like us to be responding to
That's exactly the right question, right? So the CDC guidance did stipulate that it is that local ordinance and that the desires of the private business take precedence over CDC guidance. And then they also called out that high-risk settings like healthcare facilities and schools and long-term care facilities and transportation are not part of that new guidance. And really, if you think about it, they're either high-risk places or where people are in confined spaces with people they don't know. And so the masking should still apply. I think the difficult thing for businesses, and was very interested to see that Walmart and Starbucks and others have said that their employees can now remove their masks and that their clients can remove their masks, because that's an L&I issue. And my understanding also is that, there's a state guidance around universal masking. So we're in an awkward place right now. I think within the week, we'll have guidance from DOH and Labor and Industries, and that'll clarify things. Our position right now is that nothing has changed. And so if you need to give guidance to your constituents, the health district, until we have definitive guidance from the Washington State Department of Health or Washington State Labor and Industries, we're going to continue operating the phase 3 guidance to keep everybody safe.
I think we have a mixed message out there. I can assure you that once that CDC report hit, anybody who was on the fence took their mask off. And I don't know that there's any putting that back in the barn.
Nope.
So I think the message coming from us needs to be consistent. It probably should sound something more like it is good practice and good safety for yourself and those around you to continue to wear your mask. At the point in time where we send a message that is counter to what CDC has put out there, I think we're going to have issues.
Speaking of the Chelan-Douglas Health District, they were the victims of a couple of cyber attacks In recent times, Chelan Douglas Health District Administrator Luke Davies told the Board of Health on Monday that the attacks happened last week. So far, they haven't led to any loss of data, but Davies said the district will probably need to overhaul its computer security.
I got a call from the Federal Bureau of Investigations on Monday letting us know that our system had been part of a larger sweep by a group conducting ransomware attacks, and that they had found a potential vulnerability within our system, and that they had left, basically gone to our system, put a bunch of backdoors, and then left. We contacted local tel very quickly. We got them in. They closed off the specific security breach that we had to make sure that they couldn't get back in. And they went through and they found that 20 computers had administrative users added to their system as basically a backdoor into it. We have another attack that happened on Thursday, where this was a separate attack from what we believe is a separate entity, phishing attack, where they got a hold of somebody's emails, and we are still evaluating that one.
More COVID news. The state of Washington says for the next month and a half, bars and restaurants can reward you for getting your COVID-19 vaccine with the free cocktail of your choice. It's called Shot for a Shot, or that's what we're calling it anyway. It's become a standard practice in a lot of states. Customers show proof of recent vaccination. The State Liquor and Cannabis Board now says any business with a liquor license has permission to offer one free drink if the customer shows proof they received their first or second vaccination dose between May 15th and June 30th. The Liquor Board says it's allowing the service at the request of merchants and to encourage more vaccinations among adults. The first wild fishers to be born in the North Cascades in more than 50 years have been identified and located in western Chelan County. State and federal wildlife biologists say the female fisher, which is dubbed F105, was tagged and released near Darrington in 2018, was recorded on a trail camera carrying one of her 4 kits near her den. Fishers are relatives of the weasel. They're native to Washington, but they were eliminated from the state by overtrapping and the loss of their habitat. More than 250 fishers have been reintroduced to Washington's forests since 2008. Reintroduction in the North Cascades National Park began in 2015. And finally, thanks to a Washington State Department of Transportation maintenance worker, a bag that was left on top of a car has been returned to its owner after a interesting trip alongside I-90. WashDOT posted a photo on Twitter of the worker and the bag, saying the driver had called, saying they left it on the roof of their car at Travelers Rest Stop. That's near the summit of Snoqualmie Pass. The maintenance worker spotted the bag near North Bend, a westbound journey of about 24 miles before finally ending its surfing adventure. And they got the bag back. Good for them. That's what's making headlines at 18 minutes after the hour. The news will come your way tonight, as it always does. At 5, 6, and 10, we'll gather up all the news and we'll spit out what we think are the most important stories of the day affecting you in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Thanks, and good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the Chelan County Jail's K-9 Kate is out and about in the community this week, meeting the public and promoting an online t-shirt fundraiser. Our unseasonably cool and windy weather will continue today with possible rain showers tomorrow. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have more on last night's Mariners-Tigers game, and we'll look ahead to tonight's matchup. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
I make a point of watching the news. We hope you do too. And if you have a news tip or you just want to drop us a line, look at the bottom of your screen. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number that you see there during regular office hours. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. We populate it on a regular basis with the latest news stories. There's also a contact us icon there. You can get a hold of us that way, or you can go to our Facebook page and use Facebook Messenger. We'll get it right here. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports, Mariners. Do they even bring bats to T-Mobile Park anymore? They're not using them. We'll talk Mariner baseball with sports. We'll have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and opinion from Mike McNaughty, and a conversation with Matt Wisen. If you got a kid who wants to play soccer, it's time to try out. It's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master, Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing,
located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
22 minutes after the hour. Sports, for the second time in 13 days. Mariners were no hit. Detroit's Spencer Turnbull did the number last night, 5-0 loss at T-Mobile Park. It was the 5th no-hitter in Major League Baseball this season, the 8th in Tiger history. Turnbull used 117 pitches to earn the no-no. We struck out 8. He faced just 2 batters over the minimum.
The 2-2 to Henniger. Got it. Look at
front door slider, locked up Henniger. The ball was kind of at his left hip. Really enjoy life.
Here's the 2-2, and he blows away Torrens. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. There's the pitch you're looking for. 4th punch out of the night for Spencer Turnbull. Let's see what he gets. The 2-2. He got him swinging. Spencer Turnbull, back-to-back strikeouts to end the 4th.
You know, we don't know for a fact.
Another 3-2.
Good pitch.
On the ground to short. Spencer Turnbull has faced 1 over the minimum through 5.
That he was supposed to hit. Look at that.
Kelnick on the ground to Cabrera. Another 1-2-3 inning.
At that point it wasn't.
2-1 to Henniger.
Oh,
Clubbed by
yes.
Candelario. What a play. Oh, baby. Saved extra bases down the line. Snared it and threw out Henniger to start the 7th. Every special night needs a couple of special defensive plays. This is the first one for Detroit.
Yeah, you nailed it there, Shep. It seems like you have to have everything lined up, and you need some defense like this.
The 2-2 sits him down.
Beautiful.
3rd time that he struck out Kyle Lewis here tonight. The payoff. He struck him out. Spencer Turnbull owns Seattle through 8. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. 1 away in the 9th.
8th strikeout.
Now to the top of the order, Jared Kelnick. Broken back grounder. There's one. The relay. Gets by Cabrera, actually hit Kelnick. He's done it! Spencer Turnbull throws the 8th no-hitter in Tigers history.
Of course, the Mariners were no hit back on May 5th by Baltimore's John Means, so they become just the 5th team in Major League history to be no hit twice in this short of a span. Mitch Haniger said the Mariner batters are not happy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a good feeling to be no hit ever. Hopefully this is the last time we feel this season, and just got to keep showing up to the field every day, putting in the work. I was talking, each hitter just needs to make their individual adjustment and try to build off the day before and try to, whatever you might be struggling with right now, we're starting to get to that point where most of the guys in the lineup have had enough at bats where they need to start finding their groove and finding what they need to do and start making adjustments. It's a tough game. They got through the ball really well, and it happens, but obviously nobody's okay with it. Nobody's in here laughing. It doesn't feel good. So just got to come out tomorrow and put in the work.
Mariner manager Scott Service says you got to give Turnbull credit, but Seattle needs to do a better job of generating offense up and down the lineup.
You know, getting no hit is never pretty hard to put a positive spin on it, quite frankly. You have to give credit to their guy, Turnbull. He was ahead in the count all night. He really was. And he mixed it up. He used got the breaking ball going. He's got a good two-seam fastball, but there were some pitches, in the middle of the plate that we did not square up. Mitch hit a couple balls hard, but there wasn't a whole lot, obviously, to talk about offensively. And quite frankly, we have to be better than that. There's no other way to put it. Again, throwing a no-hitter in any league, anywhere, is a difficult feat, and you have to give a ton of credit to their pitcher for keeping it together and finishing it off. But disappointed. Obviously, we've got to be better than that. We had some pitches to hit tonight, and we did not hit them. So on the flip side, I thought Justin Dunn threw the ball very well tonight. He had good off-speed stuff. He was ahead in the count early in the game. His fastball had good life. He did his job to give us a chance. But obviously, the story tonight is the no-hitter again, and it's disappointing. We have to get better. I know we have a young team, and some of this is growing pains, but there's a competitiveness that has to take over in ball games like that and making adjustments, and we're just not getting it done.
This was the Mariners' 7th game of the season with 3 hits or less, and in fact, over the last 7 games, the Mariners were averaging just 3 runs, 4 hits, and their team batting average, 199, is the worst in Major League Baseball by far. Seattle will try to salvage the final game of the 3-game set tonight. 7:10, Logan Gilbert will take on Tariq Scooby. All right, in the meantime, the scoreboard. Yankees had 3 doubles in a 5-run 4th inning on their way to a victory over Texas. That's always good news for me. Cleveland brought 9 men to the plate in a 5-run first inning, highlighted by Jose Ramirez's 2-run home run. The Indians beat the Angels 6-5. Shohei Ohtani hit his league-leading 14th home run of the year in the loss for the Angels. And Ramon Laureano's sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 9th scored Mark Kahana. And Oakland walked off with the victory over Houston 6-5. The A's rallied with runs in each of their final 4 innings to earn the win. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder boys lacrosse team was on the road in the Tri-Cities last night despite battling hard. Chihuahua came away with a 10-8 victory. The Thunder saw its record fall to 5-5 overall, 5-4 in league play. They're getting ready for a non-league game. They'll take on Snohomish on Saturday. We're going to have that game for you live here on the NCAA Live Channel at 1 o'clock from Leib-Off Field to the Apple Bowl. Eric Grindstrom and Brandon Parker will call the action. Lacrosse will be the first of 2 broadcasts, as a matter of fact, on Saturday. Later Saturday night, Grant Olson will be courtside at Wenatchee High School. The Panther boys will host Davis in Big 9 basketball. The pregame starts at 6:20, the tip at 6:30. A lot of Seahawk fans who watched the NFL draft last month probably said, who did we just draft? Who? With their second-round pick, Dwayne Eskridge. Well, we know more about him now. The 5'9" wide receiver out of Western Michigan was certainly unheralded coming into the draft. The one thing he's shown so far in Seahawk rookie minicamp, this guy is fast.
And he's a very powerful guy. He's about 191 or 2 pounds, but he's built really strong and built really solid, and you can see the explosiveness. Gets off the line of scrimmage really quickly and certainly has the burst. So that was really fun to see. It's what we were hoping to see, and so we're pleased with the first showing.
What has stood out to you about him the first couple of days, seeing him in person, getting your eyes on him?
Probably more than anything, his attitude. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to. He's going to prove it that he belongs. That's probably as valuable as anything he could have and bring to this, to our club. He's talented. You can see it already that he's quick and explosive. He's caught the ball well. Also got good strong hands. So he's made nothing but good impressions so far. But I'm really fired up about his attitude because he's here to prove something, and that always brings out the best in guys.
Eskridge says he likes to use his experience as a running back in his approach to playing wide receiver.
Yeah, so I played running back all of high school, all of middle school, pretty much since I started playing football. And then once I got to college, I started playing receiver. So, I always been a running back in heart. I played a receiver like a running back in a sense when it comes to physicality and how fast I get in and out of stuff. So I always love running backs. Some of my favorite players in the NFL are running backs, so I just try to follow them and keep on doing what I do.
Seahawks, of course, are implementing a brand new offense. They have a brand new offensive coordinator in Shane Waldron. For the time being, though, all the meetings between the Seahawks coaches and the players are being done virtually. Hopefully that'll change. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At the bottom of the hour on this Wednesday, the 19th day of May, the obscure holiday, we have white angel food cake. So we might as well have dark devil's food cake, which I prefer. That looks really good. Of course, devil's food cake is different from regular chocolate cake. It's darker, it's more moist, it's fluffier, it's larger. Most of the recipes call for hot or boiling water when you actually mix the batter up. That's what makes it nice and fluffy. So I prefer it. That just looks so good. It's not good for you, but it looks so good. The earliest known recipe for devil's food cake goes back to August of 1898 in Hagerstown, Indiana. So they have that going for them. Have yourself a nice, big, thick piece of devil's food cake today. I try to avoid the food-related obscure holidays, but sometimes I just can't resist. Today in history, we got bigger again. Yeah, May 19th, 1848, 173 years ago today, they signed the treaty, and then Mexico ratified it. They signed the treaty in February, but Mexico finally got around to ratifying the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and that ended the Mexican-American War. And, well, we got a lot out of it. We paid Mexico $115 million and another $5 million just to, a little tip there. What did we get in exchange? Well, the war ended. We got the new border for Texas. The Rio Grande would be the boundary between the two countries in Texas. The U.S. got California, New Mexico, most of Arizona, most of Nevada, and pieces of Utah and Colorado. If you were a Mexican citizen and you lived in that area, you had two choices. You could go back down to Mexico and live within Mexico's new boundaries, or you could receive American citizenship with full rights. So that is our new piece of real estate. $15 million plus change. Not a bad deal. 173 years ago today. A couple weeks ago, we talked about this is the 48th anniversary of Secretariat, who had run the fastest Kentucky Derby ever, and it's still, 48 years later, the fastest Kentucky Derby ever. And now, it's 2 weeks later, it's May 19th, 1973, and at the Pimlico Racecourse for the Preakness Stakes, Leg 2 of the Triple Crown. Here's a remarkable highlight of Secretariat at the Preakness.
And they're off for the early lead. That's Deadly Dream on the outside, a Taj. Then it's also Torsion on the outside. They're coming by us. It's a Taj getting it, and he's still moving away by about 2.5 as they pass the stands. Settling into second, Torsion. Sham has good position, third on the rail. It's another 3 lengths back, Deadly Dream. Then Our Native and Secretariat is last again as they move into the first turn. They're into the turn. A Taj has it by 2 lengths. Torsion second by a length, and then Sham third. Sham under an easy hold right now. But here comes Secretariat. He's moving fast, and he's going to the outside. He's going for the lead, and it's right now he's looking for it. Ronnie Turcotte sends him alongside a Taj. Here we have it. A Taj is the leader, but Secretariat is right alongside. Secretariat by 2 lengths. Sham driving second. There's a strong left-handed whip again by Pinkai. He goes to it time and time again, but Ronnie Turcotte has his whip put away, and Secretariat has him put away. He's beginning to draw away. It is Secretariat. He's coming to the wire. He wins it by 2.5, almost 3. Sham an easy second. Our Native third. A Taj fourth. Deadly Dream fifth, and Torsion is sixth. And it was a powerhouse race again by the big, strong Secretariat.
So what happened was the official clock didn't work, so they had to hand time the race. The official timer had 1 time, and then the daily racing form, they had 4 or 5 guys who were also timing the race, and all of their stopwatches had this time, and the official timer on his stopwatch had a slower time than the time that was registered by the daily racing form, who said that Secretariat set a new record of 1 minute and 53 seconds. The dispute was not resolved until 2012. Newer technology, and they did a forensic analysis of the entire race on videotape from beginning to end, and they all put it in the computer, and it turns out that Secretariat did run the Preakness in 1 minute 53 seconds, which is still the record. We'll be checking in with Secretariat at Belmont here in early June. And finally, let's do some birthdays. A couple of big guys who are no longer with us. Peter Mayhew. There's Peter. English by birth, became an American citizen, moved to Texas. Chewbacca on Star Wars, 7'3" tall. When George Lucas was casting for the original Star Wars movie, David Prowse was a big, strong guy, 6'8". He said, I want you to play Chewbacca. He said, I want to play Darth Vader. So then he had to find another Chewbacca. They had a casting call, and when he walked into the office, Peter Mayhew stood up in front of George Lucas, all 7'3", and he was cast immediately as Chewbacca. We lost Peter a couple of years ago at the age of 74. Chewbacca, Peter Mayhew. Andre the Giant, who was a giant, one of the greats in professional wrestling. He died in 1993 at the age of 46. He was 7'4" tall and 520 pounds. 7'4", 520. I know 3 people together who don't add up to 7'4", 520 pounds. The great French wrestler, Andre the Giant. Born on this date, he died in 1993 at the age of 46. Couple of living legends, Peter Townsend, songwriter and guitarist with The Who, or as they say in Great Britain, The O. Peter Townsend, a terribly underrated guitarist, by the way. The guy's phenomenal. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 1990. Happy birthday, Pete. He's 76 years old today. And Archie Manning, the father of Cooper Manning and former NFL quarterbacks Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, and now his grandson is going to be in the NFL too soon. Archie Manning, a legend in the world of professional football, is 72 years old today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we get an opinion from Mike McNaughty, then my conversation with Matt Wisen, who is the vice president of Wenatchee FC. It's tryout time for you prospective youth soccer kids out there. Matt will give you the details that you know when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today, 509-663-7900.
This is Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. A friend of mine once told me that he had issues with gay people because, I quote, I can't accept the gay lifestyle. So I said to him, the gay lifestyle, who determines that? I said, he and I were longtime married heterosexual men who were committed to their wives and families. And I said, do we represent the straight heterosexual lifestyle, or does somebody like Madonna, the Kardashians, or that Mo Pugh Hefner? Are these people who represent the hetero lifestyle? The lifestyles of gay people I know just really aren't that much different than mine. These folks love their families, work hard at their jobs, want a better life for their kids, and they just want to come home from work, suck down a brewski, and watch reruns on TV. The gay lifestyle, okay, whatever, okay. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz with you. We're at beautiful Med-Howell Park, and the gentleman to my immediate left, no stranger to our television family. If you've been watching our high school soccer coverage over the last few years, you're familiar with our soccer expert. Now we're bringing him onto the show to talk the beautiful game, and you know who we're talking about. Sebastian Moraga is joining us here. I'm sorry. Oh, it's Matt. It's Matt Wisen. I'm sorry. That's Sebastian is taller, of course.
You really offended Sebastian.
Yeah,
there, I'm
sorry
sure.
about that. Matthew, we have a lot to talk about, but first of all, the high school boys soccer season just came to an end, an abbreviated season. They only played 11 games, and they played other teams within their geographic footprint. That being said, with your junior son on the Wenatchee Panthers soccer team, this was a really good Wenatchee soccer team that did get a chance to prove their mettle in the playoffs because there wasn't any.
Yeah, that team is really good. Like you just said, a couple years ago or a full year ago, they're expected to compete for a state championship, and they lost some good, valuable players. But kind of the MO for Wenatchee over the last few years, it's next one up, and they had a really strong team. They were undefeated, 11-0. The JV team, again, 11-0. I think they went like 87 goal differential
That's insane.
in the positive for the JV team, and over 100 for both teams combined. So again, I think Wenatchee's really expecting to compete again next year for a state championship.
And Dennis Tronson has done that before. He knows how to win a state championship. I was talking to Dennis, and he said, this was a really, really, really good team, and it's too bad that they couldn't go any further than just the 11 games that they played. That being said, he's really excited about the future of the program.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to all the coaches around and the athletic departments at all these high schools making it happen. Very, very challenging to make that happen in a weird COVID situation, and giving them an opportunity to play. And some records fell this year for Wenatchee High School, even though they played 6 fewer games, I think, than normal, and still able to pull it off. And Dennis is very excited for next year because he did not lose many seniors this year. It was a fairly young team.
It's indicative of the soccer talent all over North Central Washington. There are a lot of really good soccer players, not just on the Wenatchee side of the river, the Eastmont side of the river. Everybody has really, the talent, the soccer talent in the Wenatchee Valley, in my opinion, as I've watched, has just taken off over the last 10 years. How do you account for that? Why is that?
Well, some of it is right here. I mean, the Med-Howell Park. I know this is new, but Douglas County has one too, and more opportunities for players to be able to play all year round. Clubs have really improved quite a bit around the valley and are giving players some really good opportunities for really good coaching and year-round play for not just Wenatchee clubs, but they're sending players all over the U.S. to guest play for other clubs, and they're seeing lots of experience, lots of high-quality coaching, lots of high-quality competition, and it's paying off now at high school level.
No question about it. And you mentioned facilities. That plays a huge role, doesn't it? Having good soccer pitches to play on.
It definitely does. Wenatchee, we've been one of the only. So it's mostly been a baseball and football town for as long as I can remember, and there haven't really been any dedicated facilities for soccer. And we took a few steps back when we started competing statewide, because Issaquah's of the world, Seattle's of the world had facilities where players were playing year-round. We would come on when snow's off and the fields were able to be open somewhere in April or so and start our training then. And we were several months behind. And so we would always see our club teams catch up towards the end of summer and really be competitive at that point with those other teams. But we really, now we're starting to be competitive year-round. It's really paying dividends.
Wenatchee FC is the local soccer organization that Matt is the vice president of. Wenatchee FC in a nutshell for the uninitiated. Explain your organization.
So we are a nonprofit soccer club, mainly competitive, select and premier level focused club. So there's a rec organization in town, and the players that want more are capable of playing at higher levels, want to play more often and be experienced to that. We provide those opportunities. Kudos to my board, I guess, right now. They put in a lot of work this last year. It was really challenging not knowing what's going on, keeping the communication level up with our players and our parents. and then working with the state, providing a season this winter and spring. We had over 160 players playing this spring, and really it was fantastic to see them out there. A lot of players haven't been able to have that opportunity for a long time, so it's great seeing that opportunity. Our club is top-notch coaches. I mean, I can't say enough about our coaches. That's why I came back to the board this year, just because I really like those guys, and I like being around the board and seeing these little kids just get the opportunity to play and being coached and go all over the place. It's just a really great experience for
There's, I believe, 8-9 teams affiliated with the club. Is that right?
Well, we're expecting over 14 in the spring.
Wow, that's great news.
Yeah, so tryouts start tonight with our boys 05s and 06s.
And when he says 05, 06, that's birth year.
That's birth year. Yep.
Birth year, that's how that's divvied up.
Sophomore, freshman year, maybe going into junior even in high school. And then we just go all the way down from there. For the next couple of weeks, we'll be trying out at Foothills Middle School. WSCYouth.net is where our schedule is. And we're on Facebook and Instagram, and so we have all those posts up there. And we have some makeup dates, so don't worry if you can't make the designated time. And we're always looking to add players and give opportunities, so we have training teams as well.
The youngest kids that are eligible to try out would be how old? 5 or 6, maybe?
Oh, shoot.
He's got his notes. He's got notes.
Yeah.
He's got it right here. There it is.
There we go. So down to birth year 2014.
2014. So just 7-year-olds.
Pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, pretty young. How does the tryouts actually work? You lay out a bunch of cones. You have a goal. You have the kids run. How do you evaluate the talent? What can the kids and the parents expect when they go to Foothills for trying out?
Oh, it's always really intimidating, and even players that have been with the club for a long time are still nervous when they show up to tryouts. So you come, we speak to the players, we speak to the parents, let them know how the process is going to work. Trying to put a face to what's going on, and they show up. They get a numbered penny, and then we run them through. Coaches and our director of coaching run them through a warm up, get them ready, and we do some small-sided drills, just to look at tactical abilities, technical abilities, physical abilities, and then we go to a small-sided game. 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, depending on how many we have, even 6v6. And we'll have several little fields around with several coaches spread out watching players and taking notes. And then we'll go to a little larger size game, maybe full field if numbers accommodate. And then after about an hour and a half of watching these players, communicating to them, we all get back together, regroup, go through the numbers, look at our notes, put together teams, and hopefully opportunities for those that didn't make the first team roster, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If there's enough to put together a second team, we'll do that. If not, we'll try and put together some training opportunities where they can come and more or less be on the team, train, and be ready for the time when the flu bug comes through or
something like that.
Injuries happen or they get their opportunity, and we bring them on.
So evaluating the skill, and then you you get together over a period of a couple of weeks, and you lay out the rosters, you get a hold of the kids, and then it's time to play soccer. What does the season entail? Is it spring and fall? You get summer off? How does that work? Because parents want to find out, we want to take a vacation, we want to go to Disneyland, we want to go camping. How do they find out what their commitment is, their time commitment with their kid, if they make any of the teams from Wenatchee FC?
Our goal is to let players know, parents know within 2 weeks of the tryout, if they're on the team or what the situation looks like. And then we will have had manager meetings, team meetings with the boards, with the DOC, letting them know everything, tournaments and stuff like that. It's up to the coaches, the team, what tournaments they want to play. They typically play a summer tournament season. And then going into the fall is when league starts for the boys teams and the younger girls teams. High school is different because that's when girls' high school season starts up in late August. And so they take a little bit of a break from our club and go off and play with their high schools, and then they'll come back in the early winter. And then the boys will wrap up their fall season. Hopefully we'll have some fall games. They're our high school level boys because so many of them cross over between Wenatchee High School, Eastmont High School, and club. On NCW Live, maybe this fall.
We'll see.
Be able to get some of those high school guys some more camera time. But the high school season, or the boys seasons, typically wrap up right before Thanksgiving, and then go into a late state tournament, like early December over in Seattle area. and then they take a little bit of a break. Some teams are a little more ambitious, and so they'll play throughout the winter. We have winter training facilities set aside for training opportunities, and we have some tournaments that teams go to in January and February. But like I said, it's all up to the coaches where they fit, where those teams fit, when their tournaments happen, and then the younger teams start getting back together late February, and getting in shape for early March start for their season. The high school boys, again, that's when they go off to Wenatchee High School, Eastmont High School, and Cashmere and such, and play then, and then start it all up again.
Now, you mentioned that the girls' high school soccer season, which is held in the autumn, has had some conflicts with some really elite, the very best of the best high school girls players, especially on the west side, but certainly it's susceptible here. They have to make a choice sometimes. Some of these elite teams say, I don't want you to play for your high school team, but if you think you have a career as a soccer player, you want to play on our club and not on your high school. It's been a problem, hasn't it, on the west side for girls?
It's been a problem here with almost every sport. Kids get to about, it seems like around early junior high or middle school's age, whether it's basketball or soccer, the more competitive teams, the coaches and such want their players being a little bit more dedicated towards just that one sport.
And so they're siphoning them off the high school teams and taking them for themselves.
Yeah, and there's a really competitive or elite clubs of the world, the ECNLs, the MLS Academy, such. It's more like a little professional contract that they're signing. And so if you're playing at that level, you can expect that your school days and your other club days are over, and you're committed to that team year-round. And in a lot of cases, you're living where those clubs are. So
I don't know. I think kids are missing out on their youth, but what do I know, right? You're going to go to the website again. It's WYC Youth.
WFC.
I'm sorry, Wenatchee at WFC.
Yep.
Youth.net. And you're going to look at the prices, and you're going to go, geez, I want my kid to play, but it's a little steep. First of all, you can make payments. You're not going to have to, if you can't write one big fat check, they can make arrangements for that. But you also have scholarships.
Yeah, payments are definitely in the plan. And you look at that price, and it seems sticker shock, and I get it. It's more or less a full year opportunity of playing, whether you're training or actively playing in games. All that, majority of the costs are included in that. So there's no real hidden fees. It includes your league fees, your field fees for training, your referees.
It costs money to pay. You got to pay the refs. You got to rent the facilities, that kind of stuff.
There's no coaching fees extra. Nothing else. So it's all wrapped up in that, except for maybe your uniform and if your team goes off and does extra tournaments.
And a lot of those will do fundraisers. They'll do like tamale feeds or garage sales to raise money to take a trip to, say, California or Las Vegas, stuff like that.
Yeah. So speaking of scholarships, they are available. And we hand out lots of scholarships. And that's basically 50 to 60% off of that cost off the top. I'm in the middle of putting together what's called our FC cards. And those are coupon cards. And if you're a business owner, you might expect to see me walk in your door one of these days. So I'm getting almost done with putting those together, and we ship them off to the printers and get them back, and they're full of these little coupons. And 100% of those fees go to scholarships and individual player costs. So a kid will be asked to sell 3 cards. The 3 cards goes back to the club, which we hand out all the scholarships to all the players with. The remaining of the cards, however many cards these kids can sell, goes directly to those kids' team account, and they can pay for the rest of them. And some kids get really ambitious and really sell a lot of them, pay for 100% of their expenses. It's a great opportunity for those players. It's a great opportunity for the club to develop partnerships with businesses around locally and support them. There's no cost to be on the card, so if you're interested, please get a hold of me. It's just whatever you want to offer up. And it's been really
fantastic.
fantastic.
Kids get a skill set, too. They got to learn how to sell themselves and their product, which is always a good thing to have later on in life. So
yeah, and we really try and put together a good card that's easy to sell, that it's not just a hard sell. We try and put together that helps everybody out and really makes it attractive to buy.
Matt, I'm going to give you the final word to our viewing audience out there. Again, tryouts for Wenatchee FC. And again, there's a lot of teams, skill levels, boys and girls, the whole 9 yards. Sell your organization to the parents out there who say, I think my kid either is a pretty good soccer player or just wants to play soccer, and I should come to Wenatchee FC and at least see what it's all about. Sell your product, sell your club to the parents out there.
Yeah, we're a really hard-working group of people, transparent, accountable, and really would like to just have a talk and come out, meet us. Let's watch your player play and see where we can find an opportunity for your player to be. And sometimes we just can't find the perfect fit, and we'll be open about it and not force that player on a team that's a bad situation. Sometimes we have to send them somewhere else, and that's fine. We're all a soccer community around here, and there are other opportunities to play, and that's great. I just want to play in. So the most important thing is just come around, talk to us, reach out to us, and we'll see how we can help you out.
And you'll notice that when you see the photos of the team pictures of all the kids playing, they're all smiling, they're having fun, they're having a good time, because soccer and sports in general is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's this last year has really brought a lot of clarity to that, and we've seen the kids just light up, and when they're given an opportunity to play and just burn some energy, express themselves on the field, and have fun.
So tryouts are going on this week. Again, log on to their website. Give it to me one more time so I won't mess it up.
WFCYouth.net.
There you go. And thanks for joining me, Sebastian. It's always good to see you. And Matt, again, I'm sorry, it's Matt Wisen, everybody. Matt Wisen, our color commentator for high school sports soccer broadcasts.
Always good to see you too, Eric.
Yeah. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Okay, we are back, getting ready to wrap up this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and it's going to be cool. It's only 46 degrees outside of our studios. It was cooler still earlier in the day. So mid-60s today, partly sunny skies, not a lot of wind, unlike yesterday. 44 with clouds expected tonight with just a little bit of breeze. Things get really interesting on Thursday as that cool and active weather pattern really kicks into gear. In fact, we could even see some rain, some afternoon rain on Thursday. And Thursday night, a couple of degrees even cooler tomorrow than today. Our normal high for this time of the year is 73, so it's going to be chilly today and tomorrow. And then high pressure will start moving in from the Pacific, and it's going to slowly glide its way in to the north central Washington area. It starts really on Saturday with quite a bit of sunshine and a high of 75, so we'll be a little bit above normal with bountiful sunshine on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday again. Chilly today, cloudy tonight, chance of rain Thursday afternoon, about a 50% chance of much needed rain. We are in a drought. We need it with cooler than normal temperatures, almost normal on Friday, and then lots of sunshine on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. All right, that's it for us. Have yourself a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.